hand to read. Such a cutie. Now that he mentioned, I'm thirsty as well. Yeah, make sure you guys stay hydrated. I actually banned hydrate or stay hydrated bot because it kept annoying me every like 40 minutes. It's just like drink water. I was like, dude, come on, bro. I literally have water next to me all the time. Get the hell out of here. I was like, get that stupid bot out of here. we'll talk about Boneworks and other games after the interview, but or maybe during it. I don't know, but I'm definitely excited for Half-Life Alyx, but I just feel like Boneworks is just. I feel like me watching someone play it is basically the equivalent of me playing. If that makes sense, does that make sense? Like I felt like I didn't have to buy the game to enjoy it. I felt like I just watched someone, and everyone who's played, I watched literally does the exact same thing. The puzzles are the same, and like you just punch those enemies in the head, and that's about it. You know. I feel like there should have been a lot more to Boneworks, but I don't know, maybe. More excited for Half-Life Alyx, which tonight is actually the Game Awards at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so that's what, in like an hour and a half. So after this interview, I might end the stream earlier than normal, and then watch the Game Awards. Consume the H2O, yeah. I would be careful with Alex. I'm not sure, but they're actually gonna copied from. They actually copied from Boneworks engine. What do you mean? How do they copy from the Boneworks engine, dude? Don't you know that they were developing Half-Life Alyx for like 4 years? What do you mean? Do you have proof of that? Expect Valve to have made all by themselves? You telling me a AAA title that made Half-Life 1 and 2 and Counter-Strike and Left 4 Dead and literally owns Steam, which makes millions upon millions of dollars, can't afford their own engine? Daz, I think you're making these bold assumptions from a AAA title. With Stream the Game Awards? I could stream it. Yeah, Boneworks is in Unity. Unity is free, by the way. I stole the engine, dude. Corey, I stole the engine. VRChat stole the Unity engine. Valve didn't develop the game; they just did it from someone else. Well, they had to put a lot of contact. They may have different engines, but probably a lot of similarities. I mean, I could stream the Game Awards. Do you guys want me to stream it? Do you really want me to? Because how I would stream it is I'd be sitting in VRChat, sitting in a world and playing it in front of me, and then just me reacting and be like, "Wow, what a cool game." So I don't know if I really want to stream that because I'm not a React Andy. You know, I don't just sit there and react to things. Half-Life 2 Episode 2. Still waiting for 3. What do you mean Half-Life Alyx? It will probably be announced. More stuff will be shown at the Game Awards. Valve finally made a third game. It's one of those series. Sure. Had a lot of content. Anyway, let's start the interview. 6:59. All right. All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the talk show. It's me, your host, Alan Rebel here, and it's my talk show, Late Night of Rebel. I do these almost every single day. So we have our special guest here, Corey. What's up? Is that how you say it, by the way? Cause I'm stupid and I can't read names half the time. Ooh, yes. Okay, good. I was nervous about that. How do you not know? No, I know how to. I know who Corey is. I'm just saying I don't know how to say names. If you watched my streams before, you know that I'm literally the worst person ever. If I was a teacher in school, I would butcher everyone's name. I'd just be like, it's just terrible. So like, I just guess they're connected in some way, and now whatever. Anyway, point is, we're here to do interviews. It's been in rooms with you before. Good, then you know. I think you do pretty well. No, I do terrible, especially when people follow me on Twitch and then I try and say their name and it's god awful. Anyway, so for those who don't know, Corey is obviously a mute. I will be speaking for Corey. So how I do this is, if you never watched me do interviews before or understand what I do, especially when I interview mutes, is I ask the mute, or Corey in this example, 10 questions in advance before this interview. Corey has given me the answers to those questions. So I'll be reading the entire time. Also, Corey will be talking to me in the Twitch chat, which is obviously in my hand. So obviously that's the way to communicate. I found this to be the best way to communicate with mutes. I've done like 6 or 7 other interviews with mutes. So anyway, so first question I asked Corey was, how did you discover VR chat? Did you start in desktop VR, and what was the time frame like? Oops. And then Corey responds with, I found VR chat while browsing free games on Steam to check out. I got it for a bit and made some friends. Started out in desktop mode and played it, and that for 1,002 hours before getting VR. Oh, jeez, that's a long time. What the heck? I mean, I played a month before I got VR. I played in December of 2017. Then I didn't get a VR until January like 15th of 2018. I think I played maybe like 400 or 500 hours before getting VR, something like that. Definitely a long time. It's because Corey's a super potato. I see. Oh, just to mention this, by the way, I mentioned this with my last interview, but my dad is sick. Like my real, obviously, my dad in real life. So, I may have to stop. I may have to like go AFK for a few minutes and help him out, just so you guys know in the chat. So if I like step out for a few minutes, which I normally don't have to do, I know it's very strange to do in the middle of an interview, but family matters first. So I need to help him out at some point in time, just so you guys know. So if I have to go AFK, I'm like, hey guys, I have to be right back. A few minutes. Take care of this. Oh,
Lindex is pretty lit.
thanks so much for the $10, Urson. I appreciate that. Family first. Of course. Yeah, IRL. Anyway, sorry about that. I just want to explain that in case I have to go AFK. Anyway, I didn't get VR until May, and I started in December. Okay, interesting. For me, I my VR was funded by the community, just like how Urson just donated. That's how I got my VR. Um, I had a goal for originally I was trying to get a Vive, and then I lowered it to get an Oculus Rift, which is 400. Well, it was like $600, but the goal was 450, and then I put 150 of my own dollars into it and bought the Oculus Rift. I still have to this day. It's almost 2 years old, and I'm actually trying to get an Index now in full body. So I'm only like what I think $540 or something like that away now. So we're getting there. Oculus is solid. Oculus is not bad. I just think in terms of like getting full body and stuff like that, it's obviously limiting. But as just like a practical normal headset, I think the Oculus store has a lot of exclusives and a lot of stuff to offer. Apparently, actually, before this interview, um, I got a warning from Oculus, which now forces you to log into Facebook if you use Oculus. So I have to like use Facebook to use Oculus store. What the hell? Imagine like now they're gonna know. Now it's freaking 507. Yeah, I'm not joking. You think I'm kidding? Like no, I'm being real. Like you had to log into Facebook. Even when I first got my VR, I had to log in. No, actually, you could have made an Oculus account, but I just logged into Facebook because I don't really care. I haven't used Facebook literally in like 6 years since I graduated high school. But I just keep my Facebook in case I may need it for something. And I was right. I needed it for Oculus. So yeah. So now, what's his name? Mark Zuckerberg is gonna. He's gonna know all the games I bought in Oculus, dude. He's gonna scan my brain waves. I never had to log into Facebook. Well, now I have to. It literally says that. Like I literally just had an update, literally 2 hours ago. It said like VR chat or not VR chat, sorry, Oculus Rift update, and it said, "Yo, you need to like log into your Facebook." It says you can quit out of Facebook or you can connect to Facebook, and I connected it because I already had it connected. So I was just like, "What the hell?" Oh yeah, by the way, this interview is the 69th interview I've ever done in VR chat. All your porn games? Yeah, okay, dude. I don't have any porn games. I don't even know. Does even Oculus Rift even have porn games on it? Like Oculus, I doubt that. On Steam for sure, but I don't think Oculus, dude. Dude, Mark Zuckerberg's gonna be watching me, dude. He's gonna be like, "Hey, what's this guy doing? He's, ooh, he's having a good time, huh?" Exactly. Did I hear something lewd? No, we're wholesome around here. Better watch those interactive novels, of course, dude. Accurate access your on-device cam. Well, there's no cameras on the Oculus Rift. Mine's old. if it was like the Vive or probably the newer like whatever Oculus Rift S, it probably has cameras on it. So yeah, not this one though. They can access my microphone and hear me. Oh shit. Is that a mute? Yeah, that's a mute. Surprise. Anyway, next question. So question number 2. How did you create your OC or character? And then Core responds by saying, the OC is really an evolution of pre-made avatars I used in the past as I went on and learned to do better and better stuff. If you were to look at my primary used avatars in a time lapse, you can see for sure evolution and clear path of personalization. Sorry, I like stumbled over that. I just made it to represent my inner self. Nice. Whoops. So you want to be a cute anime grill. Relatable, like me. But yeah. Urston, thank you again much for the $10. I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Panty snatcher is what she is. You like panties? You want to snatch some panties? Is that what your deepest, darkest desire is? In VR chat, you want to steal my panties? I don't wear panties, I wear thongs. Nice try. Yeah, exactly. Got him. You thought you smartened me? I don't think so, bud. Corey, this definition appear? Okay, is that true? Corey is wholesome, not lewd. Listen. You want to have a real talk for a second here? There's two types of people in this world. Okay? There's two types of people in life. Okay? The world is divided into two types of people. Either you are an open pervert or you're a closed closet pervert. Those are the two types of people in this world. Either you hide your deep dark desires or you're very open about it. That's society. Now the question is, what is everyone in the chat? Or is everyone they're hiding it? So you can be an open pervert where you just openly admit like, oh yeah, like, or you can hide it. I'm just saying. It's true. What's the difference? Well, the difference is one person tries to be wholesome and they're just hiding the fact that they're secretly lewd, and another person is just openly lewd and just admits it and doesn't really care. But everyone knows that they're lewd. You know what I mean? Like one person's trying to be wholesome when they're clearly not. You understand? I'm an open pervert that gets away with it. Damn, dude. I feel like I heard that exact statement in an anime. Well, that's because I took it from an anime. I watch anime, dude. Teaches life lessons. The situation matters too. So it's either a Zen or a Zig. Wow, comparing two different content creators. Damn, dude. Comparing the anti-loot army to Xigneon. Damn, dude. What a... Anyway, what about being openly lewd just to fit in, but is actually pure? Then you're just, what do you call it? Conformity. That's what you are. That means you're just trying to blend in with everybody else. That means you're a sheep and not a lion or a wolf. I admit I'm lewd, but not a big one. Oh, okay. Zen is more and more openly lewd. LA anti-lewd army? Anyway, we're talking about you, Corey. We're not talking about other streamers. Third question. Did you attend any conventions or TwitchCon this year or previous years? Do you plan on attending any in the future? Corey responds by saying, last year I attended Anime North in Toronto. In January I'm going to England to see Miku Hazuki. You know what I mean. The Miku Miku dance girl. concert with some people in my community, and we're going to Anime North again this year. I have no intention of ever going to TwitchCon. Feels bad, man, but it's understandable. Anime North, huh? You know, I'm Canadian too, right? I've never actually been to Anime North. It's only like 2 hours away from me. I could go one of these days. Years. I thought about going. It's either the two that are in Toronto is Anime North or Fan Expo. Fan Expo is more like video games and comics, and then Anime North is more obviously anime. I've never been to either because I just never had the money, but maybe I'll go. I don't even remember like what time it is. I think it's in June, isn't it, or some shit like May or June. So maybe. Oh no, I have school. Fuck, I have college. So maybe not. Damn, feels bad, man. End of May. I'm never alone. Yeah, okay, dude. Nice try. But yeah, I mean that's interesting. That you've been to like Anime North. Like I said, I probably might go on one of these one of these years. Maybe I'll go next year. I've been to conventions, but only in my city. They're like 1,000 people. They're like old dinky ones, you know, because it's just local, right? I just take the bus. I go downtown. I go to the convention hall and buy some comics or something like that. Buy some anime. Meet some artists. That's about it. Meet some cosplayers. But I've never been to like any of the big boy ones because I just don't have the money. So, but maybe 2020 be the year. I'll go to like Anime North. I want to go to TwitchCon. I've never been to TwitchCon either, so but I want to go to meet all my friends from VRChat and Twitch and everything. Obviously, again, money is a big issue for me, so that's the problem. It would be too far too expensive to go to Cali from Ontario to do TwitchCon and not worth it to me. I calculated it. It was about I think close to 1,500 or 2,000 Canadian dollars to go to Cali, and that's like including Airbnb, food, extra a little bit extra money for whatever, Ubers, all that crap, plane ticket, all that stuff. The difference is that I would be in an Airbnb with more than likely probably Midnight Central and the boys, so I definitely have people that I could stay with and hang out with, and I know lots of people. So for me, it's definitely beneficial to go. It's just I have college and other obligations that are much more important than dropping $2,000 on an event. I would love to go. It's just like it's like either I go to college to get a job, get a degree, or I spend a week and party. You know what I mean? It's like what's more important in life? 1,000 Canadians, only 700. Yeah, I know. The Canadian dollar is shit right now. $1 is crap. We go to the U.S. with 1,000, it's instantly lose 25% of it. I think it's actually worse than that now. I think it's 30%. I don't remember what the or no, it's 27. 27%. It's actually slightly worse. I mean, well, here's the thing though. A lot of the money I would use is probably my Twitch money, which I get paid in USD. So I'd be fine on that part. Whenever I go to a con, loud gatherings of a large number of people is the stuff of my nightmares. Oh, okay. For me, it isn't. I would love to meet people and go to like the VR chat meetup and talk to people and stuff. So for me, it would be definitely fun. But anyway, next question. Question number 4. Tell me some memories you remember from VR chat, recent memories or older ones. Or responds by saying, there isn't particularly any memories I stand out that I feel like need sharing over any others. I enjoy almost all my time with my friends. I mean, that's fair. It's understandable. Not everybody gets the opportunity. Like hanging out with friends and stuff like that. For me, I obviously have a lot of memories because I played this game for so long, and I remember a lot of things. For me, it's just hanging out with friends is obviously just the best part. Meeting new people and hanging out with people. And for now, I think my most recent like cool memories I could say is doing these interviews. Like, there's definitely some people that I've never really met. Like I met you a few times, but like doing these interviews is a way for me to like get to know people better. I've interviewed other VTubers and stuff like that, and I never really talked to them, or I don't think I've ever really would have met them without these interviews. So there's definitely some people that I feel like these interviews get to, build relationships and get to talk to people in a more real sense. So at least for me, I feel like if VRChat didn't exist, I wouldn't be standing here or sitting down. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be doing these interviews. I wouldn't think about going to TwitchCon. I wouldn't be probably streaming. There's a lot of things that I have to like give to VRChat. Even if how much we always like criticize this game and complain about it, it's we gotta also think about like all the good stuff about this game. A lot of VRChat has made a lot of people full-time streamers, made people connect and become friends and relationships, and some people even got married like in real life because of VRChat, or at least engaged. Like it's crazy to think about that. All that because of VRChat. If VRChat didn't exist, then that never would have happened. So VRChat opened a lot of doors for a lot of people. Exactly. All right, next question. Question number 5. How did you start as a streamer or YouTuber? What inspired you to do what you do today? And Corey responds by saying, the early connections I made were really meaningful to me, and my way of showing how I felt about them was to make not so good YouTube videos of time we spent together. As it grew, I started recording everything I did in VRChat and whoopsie, and spent more and more time with friends. Ultimately, I ended up filling all my storage drives. Same. And had to find an alternative way to store my precious memories. So I started streaming on YouTube because it allowed me unlimited storage. Due to a copyright strike, I got banned on YouTube and moved over to Twitch to keep storing my memories. One thing led to another, and a community was formed from the start. I've only ever tried to show my friends I care about them, and they're the ones I keep it going. I've never strived for popularity or to appeal to large audiences. I consider everyone that comes to my stream my actual friends. It's a tight-knit community. Well, that sucks that you got actually banned from YouTube. That's harsh. I used to be a YouTuber. Many people, if you've watched my interviews before, I talk about this all the time. But I used to be a YouTuber many years ago, back in 2012, and then I did it for about like 3 or 4 years, and then when college happened, when I was in 2015, 2016, I didn't really do YouTube anymore because I got too busy with college, and then and also at the time in like 2016 is when YouTube monetization started like crapping out, and they started like really pushing and start demonetizing people and like having a lot of issues with that stuff. So I stopped doing YouTube videos because it just didn't feel right to me anymore. Because I was just like, I'm putting all this time and effort, and my videos are getting like copyright striked and getting like demonetized and age gated and all this shit. And I was just like, screw it. Because of VRChat, I've become more addicted to hentai. Nice. Stupid Baywatch was playing in the background in a world for 5 minutes and bam banned. What the fuck? Baywatch? Who the hell watches Baywatch anymore, dude? What the heck? More and more YouTube is selling out its content creators to business interests. Well, yeah, it's just this market of business. But yeah, I've always talked about this. But to reiterate, I think YouTube is still viable for content creators. But I think YouTube, if you're someone like, especially in this VRChat community, I would use YouTube just to advertise your Twitch. To be honest with you here, you don't do YouTube for the money. You do it for the publicity or the popularity of gaining like those thousands of viewers, whatever that is, compilation channels, uh, memes or whatever, and then you take those people and then you send them to your Twitch. That's what most people do in VRChat these days. Not all, but most of them do. So. Movie with The Rock? Yeah, The Baywatch. There's an old version from like 30 years ago, and then there's the new one with The Rock. Yeah. That sucks. Yeah, that's why I feel like doing YouTube videos for VRChat can be tough, because if people play music, if you go to like the Void Club or whatever, all that music's copyright. You go to like most worlds, everything's copyrighted. The only thing you can do is just do like a talk show like this. I could upload every single one of these episodes to YouTube, and I don't have to worry about demonetization. That sounds like cussing, which I do occasionally, but you know what I mean. Because I own this world. I made this world. and there's nothing really going on that would get me flagged. More and more YouTube is, or the advertising, yeah, exactly. Because YouTube has more people, more traffic because of Google has way more traffic than Twitch has. So you would use YouTube as a medium to get more Twitch followers. That's what most people do. I'm not joking. Like most VRChat streamers literally had a YouTube channel, and then they used those YouTube people to go to Twitch. So Copyright Strike by Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel, dude. Damn. I can't believe it. He's my competition. He's a late night talk show host, and I'm the virtual Jimmy Kimmel. I can't believe it. That sucks. That's rough. You're not the only one. There's definitely some other people I know in the VRChat community that have gotten copyright striked, and like because of like I think who was it? James Keys has some copyright issues too. Like because people will play like sound effects and like memes, and it's just like a sound effect for like 5 seconds, and like he gets the whole video taken down. It's so stupid. Honestly. Ouch. You're better? Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Corey. Imagine if Amazon promoted Twitch like Google promotes YouTube. Copyright strike has been out of hand. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't want to spend the whole interview talking about copyright stuff, but yes, YouTube and copyright and demonetization has been an issue for literally years, and it's getting worse literally every month. Like every single month since 2016 or even 2015, it's gotten worse. That's why I haven't really done YouTube anymore. I mean, I could with these interviews. I highlight all these interviews, but I'm just too lazy to upload them. But I should, like, I honestly should, right? If I'm just lazy. But I just feel like, again, YouTube is just to advertise your other platforms, whatever you're doing. So unless like you're really child or family friendly content on YouTube, which I'm not, obviously. Like if you're a vlogger or something like that, I think you're gonna be fine if you don't play music and you just play like your own like copyright free music. I think vloggers were fine. I think gamers are suffering a lot because obviously, you know, GTA and other games play copyright music all the time, and it's just like, oh well, GG. But I think if you're a vlogger or somebody who loves like I don't know, like animations or something like that, I think you're fine. Musicians, maybe. But anyway, next question. Also, at some point soon, we're going to be taking questions in the chat as well. So, question 6. So, thoughts on the future of VR/AR headsets technology games? Corey responds by saying, I look forward to a haptic stuff, like the be haptic setup and possibly things like the treadmills along other devices. So, what Corey's talking about is the devices that you have where you have like a suit or like the treadmill where you're like running in real life and stuff like that. It's for more immersion. There's like setups for that, but they're very expensive and they're not really consumer ready right now. They're more like in like universities and like testing labs and stuff like that. Imagine like example would be like playing Death Stranding, but you're actually physically walking in real life. You know what I mean? That'd be like the example. Imagine doing that. Holy Christ, dude! Your legs would be cramped up, and you have to like physically turn off the game. You're just like, oh, my legs, dude. Imagine if Death Stranding was actually VR, like just first person, and then you had to go in the treadmill. Oh my God. Ready Player One stuff, yeah, with the suits and stuff like that. Yeah, games are effed. First they like be more family friendly when you comply. They say, "Oh, you make content aimed at children?" Well, I mean, that's why. Why do you think Fortnite's so popular? It's for kids, man. It's aimed at like 12-year-olds. That's why like most Fortnite streamers and content creators, like YouTubers and stuff like that, are like they appeal to the kids. Well, it also gives you more sponsors. If you're really family friendly, don't cuss, don't like say anything vulgar, and you're very conservative of what you are, and present yourself on stream or on YouTube, you'll make a lot more money. That's 100% a fact. Obviously, I'm not one of those type of people. I mean, if I'm doing a sponsored deal, which I've never done before, but if I did, if I was sponsored to do something like a video, 100% I would definitely be more conservative and like, watch what I say and stuff like that. But to do that like permanently, like for like anytime I appear on video is like really tough. I don't know if I could do it. I'd rather just be myself, you know? If someone doesn't like the fact that I cuss, then well, shit out of luck, you know? No running from the BTs? Yeah. Like the Tesla suit or the Omnitrix movement ring? The B Haptic suit is coming along really well. If you haven't seen videos on it, need some neat stuff. I think I've seen it, but I would need to like re-see it again, you know what I mean? Watch it again. It's been definitely a while since I checked like any haptic stuff. Let's do some research then, but you lose all ad money because of Copo. Oh yeah, I know that. Because no ads on child-friendly videos starting 2020. Like I said, like 10 times now. You don't do YouTube to make money anymore. You do it to advertise your Twitch or your merch or whatever you're doing, your Instagram, your Twitter, your Facebook, your other platforms. So, and most people who are popular on YouTube get sponsor deals. So like they'll get sponsored by, you know, like Monster or Red Bull or, you know, some sort of company or shirt or I don't know. A lot of people who do podcasts get sponsored by stuff, so they get like sponsored by like MeUndies or whatever it is, stuff like that, and that's how they make their money. So, or games, you know, you get sponsored to play a Nintendo game or Microsoft or whatever. So, yeah. Anyway, like I said, I'm not sponsored right now by anything, so I can say what I want. But and I'm not against the idea of being sponsored by something. It just has to be something that I would agree with or, you know, want to use. Like, for example, I use ModMic, so if I was to be sponsored by them, then I'd be fine with that. I use the product every day. I don't want to be sponsored by something that I don't use or don't believe in, because then I feel fake, right? I think that's fair to say. Like, I'm not against taking money and taking sponsors. It would have to be appropriate to what I'm doing, right? Let's say like I'm, you know, it would have to be something, you know what I mean? It can't just be something random. That's nothing to do with what I am. So anyway, next question, number 8. Thoughts. Uh, oh, sorry, I missed a question here. So the question number 7. How do you feel about the VR chat community as a whole? Corey says, I'm not really part of the VR chat community. I'm mainly off doing my own thing. Although I am on VR chat, they do their own thing and I do mine. I don't really have thoughts on them. I mean, that's fair to say, you know. That, you know, you worry about, you know, you doing your own thing and streaming in your own community. Like if you were sponsored by G Fuel and we're against energy drinks, yeah, that would be a perfect example. Like if I didn't drink energy drinks and then I randomly be like, hey dude, look at this thing, you know? That would be not be something I wouldn't be comfortable. It has to be products that I believe in or something that I actually use, then I'm down to use it. You know what I mean? But anyway, back to what we were just talking about. So, like I said, the question again was, how do you feel about the VRChat community? And you said like, you know, you do your own thing. That's fair to say, you know. For me, I would say I'm more involved in the community. I've been around for so long, and I'm always curious what other people are doing. You know, not just as a player, but also as a content creator. I'm just always curious what other people do and you know how they represent themselves and stuff like that. Obviously, I can't tell them what they can and cannot do, obviously, but I'm just curious. You know, I just thought about like VRChat as a whole, and obviously, I do you know disagree with other players and the direction of how people are going with certain things, but you know that's just how people are, and I can only control myself. So I do interviews. That's what I do in VRChat, and I think a lot of people like them, and that's why I continue to do them. I said this before, but when I first started doing interviews like 2 months ago, um, if people didn't enjoy what I did, like let's say like my first few, I would say this, my first few interviews were definitely a bit awkward because I was just testing it out, and obviously now I'm 69 interviews in, so I'm definitely a lot more comfortable. But if I didn't get a lot of the initial few people like interested in what I was doing, I probably wouldn't be still doing this today, because of I kept at it and people are you know constantly talking to me and interested in what I love and stuff like that. That's why I kept doing these interviews. So Also gotta careful, read the fine print, or they might be bad. You mean related to like sponsor deals? Oh yeah, you have to be careful with what you say and stuff like that, because you can't, talk bad about like the product and stuff like that. Actually, I could when I was a YouTuber, I was sponsored by oh not sponsored, I was partnered with Fullscreen Incorporated, no longer anymore, so I can say what I want. But during that time, they had a thing called guerrilla campaigns. They don't have them anymore. At least when I quit 2 years ago, they didn't have them. Anyway, they had these things called guerrilla campaigns, and pretty much they were sponsored deals for YouTube videos. So what I mean by this is like, um, you have an increased CPM for that video. So CPM, I forget what CPM stands for, but pretty much it's just like how much money you make per video. And a lot of them, these guerrilla campaigns were like related to just movies. So like I'll give you an example. So like if I watched Anchorman 2, that movie was relevant at the time. If I watched Anchorman 2 and then made a video review, and honestly it gave me guidelines. It said like I couldn't be really negative about the movie. I had to like I could like I said I had to be mostly positive and like I could have some like criticism, but it can't be all negative. I can't say like, "Oh, the movie's trash. Don't watch this movie." You know what I mean? And if I said like made a decent video or whatever, I remember I think my CPM was going to be $25 for 1,000 views, when normally my CPM is $1 for 1,000 views. So imagine getting paid 25 times the amount of money just to say Anchorman 2 is a good movie. It's a lot of money. I didn't take the deal. That's just one example. I have all the old emails of all these old whatchamacallits campaigns, but I never did any of them. All of them were pretty random. Well, some of them were just like advertising other YouTubers at the time. It literally just would be like talk about this other YouTuber for 10 minutes and show like their a short video or something like that. And I was just like, no, I'm good. Because it was a gameplay channel. It just made no sense to me like to go from playing gameplay, like just straight up gameplay and me talking commentary, to randomly being like, yo, Anchorman 2, go check it out. You know what I mean? It just makes no sense. So that's why I never did any of the deals. But I remember getting all these sponsored uh things, or like these guerrilla campaigns. I never did any of them. Um, because it just didn't make sense. Some of them were like comedy sketches, so like it'd be like talking about like a different YouTuber or something like that, and just like showing off like their animation sketch they did or comedy or show they were doing. It just was really random for me to do something like that. Oh, you love you too, or love me too? Yeah, we all love you, Corey. What do you mean? I remember those a lot of tubers did that. Yeah, a lot of people did these sponsor deals, man. Like, but I get why they would do it, right? Because it gives more exposure to the YouTuber that they're trying to, or product or movie or whatever, obviously, right? YouTube is a big platform to use to advertise movies, right? Um, yeah. Anyway, question number 8. Question number 8 is thoughts on the future of VR chat. Uh, Hopefully with the big update coming to VR chat, the game will work better and we can utilize all the cores our CPUs have. True. Yeah, so you're talking about Unity 2018 and then Udon, which is both of those things are supposed to come out by the end of this year. That's less than 18 days from now. So time's ticking. I think Unity 2018 will come out before Christmas because I've heard that the devs will go on break because they're humans. They have to have their 2 week vacation like everybody else, and it just makes most sense to release it before Christmas. So I think in the next week we should be in 2018. At least fingers crossed. I wish I could cross my fingers, but you know what I mean. I'm hoping. I thought that Unity 2018 would have come out by now, but I don't know. I seriously hope that it would come out by now, but I think my best guess is definitely before Christmas. So before, probably like the 20th or something like that is what I think. Um, Udon will come out, or not? Sorry, not Udon. Unity 2018, and then Udon will come out closed beta sometime before the end of this year. That's what it says, unless they pushed it back. 2018 normally tomorrow, if I heard good. Free my cores. Remember how like a month or two ago they talked about this big update that would reduce the time in avatar loading, and it said like avatars will load in like a second. Well, avatars still take. It definitely fixed it, but then since then, the avatars still take like 30 seconds. So I think everyone forgot that they updated that, and then people forgot that like it still takes 10 years to load an avatar. So I don't know about that. It's not necessarily about cores. I think VRChat put that myth away. I think all your cores are being used now. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe with 2018, all its cores will be used properly or something. I just think the reason why VRChat is so laggy is because it's using really old code and it's just not optimized in general. That's it. And maybe with Unity 2018, it'll be more optimized. Also, you gotta realize like the reason why you're lagging is people's avatars most of the time. Like 90% of it is literally people's avatars. If you go to a world, like the home box, not the lag-free box, because lag-free box actually is more laggy. If you went to like a blank world with like nothing in it, just a plane and a mirror, or not even a mirror, just a plane, um, you should be able to have like 30, 40 people. But like, there's definitely times where like one single player can leg up the whole world just because they have a poopy avatar with like 100 materials and like a million polys. So let me play VRChat my 32 bits and shitty graphics card. Nah, triple your own avatar loading. I don't know. I think the problem with VRChat is just there's no hard restrictions on avatars. If you really want my honest opinion, Rafflegator, my interview last night, said this, and I've talked about this before on my streams and other interviews. I feel like if VRChat had a hard limit where like if you have more than 1 million polys, your avatar is not allowed in this game. Now granted, people have edited the SDK because back then if you didn't know or remember, you can only have like 40k polys on an avatar. And it just won't let you upload your avatar if it was over that limit, but people just simply just edit the SDK, which literally takes 2 minutes, by the way, to do. Also, obviously, if you edit the SDK, you get banned for it. Banned for a month, the 1 month, buddy. You know. But it's so easy to edit, and I feel like how I would do if I was a VRChat dev, what I would do is allow the player to set your own limit. So right now you can limit dynamic bones, right? That's a thing you can do in this game now. I feel like you should be able to limit anything you want. So on my computer or my system. So if I only wanted people with like 200,000 polys and that was my absolute limit, then I should be able to write that in VRChat and say like if you are over 200,000 polys, your avatar is now it won't render your avatar. Your avatar is just gray, a robot. If you same thing for materials. If I wrote in my just by myself, not like for all users, just like myself, like you are able to customize your own restrictions. So I would restrict like if you have more than 20 materials, which I think is ridiculous, way too much anyway at that point. But let's just say 20 materials, your avatar does not load. Um, if I was to do it, I'd probably put like 10. I think there's no reason you should ever have more than 10 materials. That way you would sort of subconsciously be able to know like who's lagging your computer or your game, and then you'd be able to be like, yo, dude, optimize your avatar, dude. Like it's laggy as hell. And you could do that to like particles or light effects. Like you don't need lights on your avatar. I think if you have more than one light, I think it should be turn off your avatar. If you have more than like particles and like, or if your dynamic bone collisions is like over 1,000 or like 100, that should be turned off too. Like you should be able to limit your own what you can see visibly, and I think that's the best way to really optimize this game is allow players to limit their own restrictions on what they can see, or you can just turn it off and be like, I want to see everything. So because they have that right now with Dynamic Bones. Like let's see, I forget. I think it's in safety, and then you go to performance. Uh, yeah, there's minimum displayed performance rank is very poor. You can change what people you can use, and also limit dynamic bone usage, and you can limit the amount of dynamic bones in an avatar. Or you can just turn off dynamic bones on everybody's avatar. Yeah, I don't have issues with people with those types of avatars, but running the game for so long, mirrors would destroy my frames. Well, yeah, there's a memory leak with mirrors. Yeah. I know at least 15 people that have edited SDKs and none of them got banned, and they used them for well over a year. Well, it's because they're not stupid. See, if you're going to cheat or modify a client, why would you ever advertise that you have done that? Right? Why would you tell like the devs, "Hey guys, I edited the SDK by the way. Ban me, please." You know what I mean? Nobody knows that you edited the SDK unless you tell somebody, and you're an idiot if you're actually going to tell somebody that you've done it. You know what I mean? It's not really Polly that likes you. It's Damic Bones. Oh yeah, I know that it's Damic Bones, but polys do like I've seen avatars with like a million polys and they didn't have any Damic Bones and I still lagged because there were just a million polys. Like that's way too much. Like that's ridiculous. It usually goes hand in hand because why people have so many like materials, Damic Bones, and all this shit is because people will take TDA bases or MMD models and literally just start mashing them together. They take like literally 5 different models and just stick them together. So they take the legs from one model, take the arms from another model, take a face, take the ears, put horns on it, put ears on it, put some flashy shaders on it, and now you have a 1 million poly avatar, 100 materials, and like 300 dynamic bone or like 1,000 dynamic bone collisions, and now you're like everyone, and everybody gets 20 FPS because you didn't press one button to optimize your materials, you didn't demestimate or doing that shit, you just slapped something together and just uploaded it to the game. So the limits so far have just been box world. I marked what has the mirror and optimized to put by and turn it off at 99. Just a single person that stays on that for a decent while to 10 people of decent. Drops to 45 or lower. You can do that, but you have to have a client for that. Yeah, exactly. That's why I think it should be a part of the game. Like I should be able to allow without modifying my client. I should be able to limit what I can see. Obviously, I can limit by like performance-wise, like very poor, poor, medium, good. Only people with good avatars I can see. But I'm more targeting the very specifics. Like I should be able to say like if someone has more than 20 materials, I can never see them type of thing. You know what I mean? Just on my screen. I think that's very fair. Or it's either VRChat does that, or they make it so then every player, you if you have more than 20 materials, your avatar will not be shown in this game ever, ever. Like you're just done. Like your avatar does not work ever in this game. It's either that or you allow every player to limit their own what they want to see and what they can't see. It's the two options I think you have. Either VRChat has a hard restriction, but then people are going to edit the SDK to go around that, which is less than probably 1% of the population does that, or you allow the players just to limit what they want. There you go. Have all recordings about 30 people way back with an impersonation room. Everything was fine, and then it shocked me how things turned out to current day, as well as shaders. Most issues about lag and scripting coding. Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of it is lack of resources that teach model making. People are usually learning bits and pieces, usually just enough to put a model together. Looks the way they want, and they aren't learning fundamentals like optimization. We all got to start somewhere. Eventually, some of those people will start making stuff from scratch. It's 18 material slots. What, your avatar? Let me see. Yours is 8. Yeah, yours is 18 out of 32. Oof. What's my avatar at? Material slots. 6. I'm optimized. See, the only thing that makes me poor is my dynamic bones. If I didn't have any dynamic bones, like any like the jiggle physics and stuff, I would actually be rated good. When you have dynamic bones by default, you're medium, but because I have two, because I have each hand as a, colliders, it makes me poor by default. Minus 14. I think, okay, I think when people upload avatars, I don't think it's really people don't know how to optimize avatars. I think it's just the ignorance of people don't want to do it. You know what I mean? Because there's nothing that tells you like, oh, you should optimize your avatar, right? No one tell like I can still upload my avatar with 200 materials on it. I can do whatever I want, right? There's nothing stopping me from doing that. But if the game said like, hey, you cannot do that, then I think people would be like, oh shit, I have to learn how to optimize my avatar now. You know what I mean? I feel like people are just lazy. Because like why optimize my avatar? It doesn't do anything. Like the average person's not gonna care. They're just gonna be like, okay, I have 300 materials. Whoop de doo. But if the game was like, oh, you can only have 20 materials, then people are like, oh shit, I need to learn how to optimize. How do I do that? Then they're gonna look it up. There's plenty of tutorials on how to do it. There's no excuse. Most people don't know. I don't know about that. If you are willing to upload your avatar, and also, by the way, when you upload your avatar, it actually tells you where your ranking of your avatar is, by the way. I upload avatars all the time, I know. So it tells you how much dynamic bones you have, everything, and it says very poor. So when you think the average logical human being would be like, it tells you right before you upload it, it says this avatar is rated very poor. Now, the average person is going to be like, I have a very poor rating. Maybe I should change that. How do I fix that? You know what I mean? I think it's just ignorance. I think people just don't care. I don't think it's not about not knowing. I think it's people just don't care. There's a difference. Because if it didn't let you upload your avatar, and like, let's say your avatar was like very poor and it didn't let you upload it, like it was grayed out, then people would be like, oh, how do I fix that? People will look it up, or they'll ask on the Reddit or people in game, how do I fix that? How do I lower or improve my avatar performance? Right? I just think there's not enough. Like, I think maybe there's a small number of people that just don't know, but I think a lot of people just don't care. I think it's the difference. The rank is unrelatable though. They're not equal. True, but I mean, when you have dynamic bones, or like if you have more than like 10 materials on an avatar, it makes you rated poor. And you shouldn't have more than like 10 materials, in my opinion. Strongly recommended. You should not have more than 10. There's no excuse. Like, why? You write me an essay why you should have more than 10 materials on an avatar. I don't think you can convince me. The average model should have less than 5. Mine's 6, but I could probably get it down to like 3. So there's no reason. Like, the only reason you have so many materials is because you're Frankensteining a creation together. You're taking hair, you're taking ears, you're taking all these parts where you can just put on one UV map and call it a day, you know? They care even less if the avatar isn't made from scratch. Downloading random characters from the internet can yield poor optimization for VR chat. Yep, you're exactly right. Not gonna lie, I just didn't care. Exactly. See, Corey agrees. Like, if you don't care, like, most people just don't care. But if the game didn't allow you to upload this avatar because it's unoptimized, then you would care. You'd be like, oh shit, I can't play this character anymore. Oh, I should actually do something about that. I mean, that's how it was a year ago when VRChat was first blowing up. It was like that. You can only have 40,000 polys on an avatar, and then people are like, oh shit, I had to like optimize this avatar. But a lot of people just edited the SDK. Do you see what I mean? Actually, I tried to optimize one of my hoppos. I legit tried to mess with Blender and Unity for weeks, and it was just really confusing me, so I eventually gave up. Well, I don't know what to tell you, my man. Like, there's plenty of tutorials on how to do it now, or just get someone to help you, man. Like, if you can't do it yourself, you can always get someone who knows how to do it to teach you, right? But it doesn't need to disallow us. There's tools to hide non-performance. Well, yeah. Unique shaders for different materials. I never haven't learned UV mapping very well yet. Damn. I don't know. Maybe somebody out there needs to start working on all that stuff, you know? Like, make actual proper tutorials. Anyway, next, let's take read some more other questions. Sorry, I'm almost done here, and then we'll take some questions from the chat. Ask Corey, what inspires you to keep streaming and to make content? Question number 9. We're almost done. My friends are what keeps me going. I never planned or choose to be a content creator. I simply tried to make them smile and feel comfy after a hard day of work or school. I actually don't consider myself a content creator or streamer. I'm just a derp who actually hits the go live button a lot. Not quite sure what it does, even to this day. Okay. He just made tons. All his guides are optimized. Yeah, exactly, dude. If you want to like look up how to do something, just watch the Kurita stream. Like, literally watch him, or watch his YouTube videos. He literally shows you how to make avatars and optimize them. So there should be no excuse. Actually, his world, I think almost every avatar is like rated good or very good. And he optimized them all. He's literally made like 300 avatars. So if he can do it, anyone can do it. He didn't know how to do models before. He learned how to do it. Self-taught. But he's making tutorials on how to do it. There's plenty of resources out there to learn. And if you can't do it yourself, like if you're struggling, then you ask people. I'll give an example. This world, this camera system, I didn't know how to do this. I didn't just download it and be like, oh man, it's all done. I asked people. I asked JetDog 8888, and he's the one that had the prefab, and it didn't work, but I had to set it up so it works. So I had to keep taking hours of my day to figure out how this camera system works so I can switch the cameras like this, you know? I figured that out on my own, but I had the help of JetDog. And then I also asked Cyan Laser, who's another world creator, to help me out, and he gave me some advice. So those are two people that I went out of my way to DM and talk to be able to figure out how to make the camera system work. The rest of the stuff in here is pretty self-explanatory. It's just pictures and walls and stuff. That's pretty easy. But you know what I mean? Like, I didn't know how to do it, so I tried on myself. I couldn't figure it out, so I asked JetDog and Cyan Laser, and they helped me out. Like, anyone can DM those people. They literally have a Discord called VR Chat Prefabs, and you can literally download a lot of useful useless stuff. And then Cyan Laser has a YouTube channel where you can watch tutorials on how to do camera systems or whatever world creation stuff. It's the same thing for avatar creators too. So like, I feel like there's no excuse to not know how to do things. If you don't know how to do it, find people and figure it out. Talk to people in this game. This is a community of people. Go to the VR Chat Discord. Talk to people in game. Say, hey, dude, how did you make that avatar so optimized? Can you help me out? You know, not everyone's going to help you, but there's definitely going to be somebody out there. Or just watch YouTube tutorials. There's so many resources out there, man. Like, I didn't know how to do this camera system, and I had help, and I figured it out. It took me a while, but I figured it out. I didn't know how to do avatars either. I mean, I'm not an expert. I don't really do a lot of Blender, but I figured out how to do gestures and stuff and Unity work and how to make maps. I did it because I had the passion to do it and to learn. So, just saying, just keep trying. Don't give up. I see it and not been that good. Well, if they're not good, then I don't know. Talk to Creator or somebody that makes avatars. There's definitely people out there. You can literally just watch streamers that literally stream making avatars, and I'm guarantee you can learn a thing or two. You always give us warm and comfy time whenever we join your streams, and I'm hyped of dance moments. Maybe I'm just a derp. Not everything has big people like Sion on their hotline. Well, I mean, I don't really know the guy. I just DM'd him. He doesn't know who I am. He doesn't know that like I'm a streamer. Like he doesn't care. I don't think. You just literally, it's not. You literally just go to any one of Cyan Laser's worlds and literally DM him. His DMs are open. He also has a Discord called VR Chat Prefabs. Anyone can join that Discord, by the way. I'm not special, okay? I literally just joined that Discord. There's literally a Discord of literally 100 like world creators in there, and it's a prefab, and you can literally talk to any one of them. And there's more than probably a dozen people there in there every single day you can talk to. I'm not a special case where I'm just cool, you know. Sure, I'm a person that talks to a lot of people, but anyone can do it. Anyone can DM any one of these world creators or any one of these avatar creators and ask for help. So put in the time and effort, please. Just ask, huh? Yeah, exactly. Just be social, you know? Like, what do you... I don't know how else to explain it. I'm not saying, like... I'm not expecting you to, like, do something the first time and it's perfect. I try and fail to how to make this map. I literally recreated this map 5 times and still it's not perfect. But at least I tried, you know? And I learned. And I watched tutorials. I literally watched Cyan Laser's tutorial over 20 times just to be able to get this to work. And eventually I got it to work. He didn't, like, hold my hand and be like, no, this is how you do it. He didn't do that. He just gave me a rough answer, and I then was like, oh, okay, and then I figured it on my own eventually. It took me a while, but I did it. You know, we're all derps. Yeah, might talk to Krita later and ask him if he can update his videos for UV vamping for 2.8 Blender. Might be the biggest derp. Plans to have New Year promise to make model from scratch. Just be social. Well, I don't know the way what you want me to say. Like, there's resources out there. I don't know, VR Chat Reddit. There's the VR Chat Prefab, VR Chat Discord, talking to people in the game. There's so many different resources you can use. There's also just tutorials in general. You can look up like Blender 2.7 or like Maya and stuff like that, and UV mapping and stuff like that. There's a lot of resources out there. Just don't give up. Just don't spend 1 hour on something and be like, oh, I can't figure it out. I don't know how to do this. You know, you're not going to learn something in a day. It takes a long time to learn how to make stuff, and only the people that really push themselves are the people that are going to be successful. So, anyway, question number 10. We'll start taking questions from the chat after this. What is one thing you would change about VR chat? Corey responds by saying, the one thing I would change about VR chat, I don't know. I'm not qualified to answer. The devs and people working on the beta are the ones that are doing their best, I hope. I understand, you know, it's a tough question to ask. So I ask it because I wonder what people want in this game if they could. Like if they magically want something, what would it be, you know? If we had better perf perf stuff, sure the performance ranks are super bad like polys, not equal to DPE for example or lights. Dynamic bones. Year's resolution for me would be the learn Blender and Unity more to optimize VRMC files for VRChat. I already have the one thing I want. What's the one thing you want? But do you understand like what I mean though? Like I feel like a lot of people just I understand that people struggle and sometimes you're just not going to understand something. You know, not every, like for example, okay, I talked about this before, but I actually was in college for 3D animation and character design, which is literally how to make avatars and video game avatars and how to make worlds. For me, it was too difficult. The people were up here and I was down here. And the expectations for models and like everything was way up here. And my understanding was down here. So I actually quit and I'm actually going back to college for something else. But I spent hours and hours and hours looking up tutorials, asking my professors how to do UV mapping and how to do all these things. And I mean, I understood some of it, but not entirely. I went into something that I wasn't comfortable with it, and I made a mistake. So I quit the program. But if I was to go back, or if I would probably want to go back, but I would teach myself. You know what I mean? I would look up tutorials. I'll look up watch streamers, YouTubers. I'll definitely spend more time because I jumped into something that I think I wasn't very comfortable in to begin with, and I made a mistake. But I learned from my mistakes. So, ask Corey why to be the Imoto or little sister of VR chat. Hey, friends? Okay. The only thing I want is the new IK so movement or no more fluid and pens would actually work. Well, Drewski, if you watch the actual VRChat Unity 2018 videos and actually tested the open beta, they actually work and the dancing is a lot better. So that's already been confirmed like a month ago. Question in chat is after this question finishes. So yeah, we'll take questions from the chat now, by the way, because it's we already asked all the questions for Corey. Unless Corey has questions for me. I know I'm just prepping them. I'm like 3 seconds behind here. Oh, okay. Movement will be better if you consider the dancing community and not leaving beta version. I mean, the game will update to 2018 probably in a week or two, so I guess we'll really see what ends up happening, right? I have tested it. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I've tested a little bit because I'm not a dancer, right? I don't have full body yet. I need $500 to get full body. Just saying. But like, I'm not a really good judgment of character for like network IK, because like I don't have full body, so I can't really speak for the dancing community. I'm just waiting right now. Oh, okay, there you go. Ooh, well, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. What got you into VR chat? I've answered this question many times, but I'll reiterate. What got me into VR chat was early December of 2017. I saw VR chat clips being posted to live stream fails, most notably PokeLols is what he's known as, and Soda Poppin and a few other big name streamers. Also, I saw VR chat popping up on YouTube. Of what's it called, Twitch compilation channels, and they kept posting these VR chat clips, and I was just like, what the heck is this game? Because at the time, people just kept posting, like PUBG or whatever, generic game that everyone plays, and then randomly you just see a clip of like a compilation of just like VR chat, and you're just like, what the heck is this? So I started investigating. And when I watched these clips, they were funny as hell. So I was just like, what is this VR chat game? So I found PokeLols and Soda Poppin and a few others playing VR chat. watched their VODs, I was laughing my ass off, and I was like, this game is funny. I want to play it, but it said you needed VR. But I found out that you didn't actually need VR. You could play this game in desktop mode. So on December 10th, 2017, which is just over 2 years and 2 days ago, to mark the day exactly, I played VRChat for the first time in desktop mode, and I fell in love with that game, and I play this game every single day for the past 2 years. So that's how I found out about VRChat. From other streamers and content creators. Yes. Waiting. We're all waiting. I didn't really have a best friend. Just lots of great ones. I can relate. Yeah, I have a lot of good friends in VRChat. Yeah, if anyone has any other questions for Corey, ask them now, because we're going to be wrapping up the interview soon. What's your family tree like? You mean like VRChat family tree? Yeah. I mean, for me, I have 3 sons. They're all traps. And I have a cousin. That's about it in VRChat land for me, for my family tree. I don't know, the VRChat family tree is up in the air as far as I'm aware. Should ask Nags about his family tree. It's like 5 sons and daughters and like 10 wives and 50 grandkids or something. Anyways, I'm going to be heading to bed now. Alright, see you later. What shape has 8 fantastic sides and 8 amazing angles? What, an octagon? I don't know. What? I remember one time I joined on Corey and she was in a tree, not sure what's going on though. We'll take one more question and then we'll wrap it up here because it's over an hour. So Corey, if you have a question for me or if anyone else has a a question for Corey or I, we'll take it. Also, the Game Awards is in like 28 minutes, so another reason why I want to wrap it up. Head pats. Head pats is like the universal currency in this game. One day you're gonna start paying for those. Can you imagine that? Like walking up to somebody and be like, "Yo, give me money. Give me $5. I'll give you a head." That'd be funny. That'd be the day. You always seem like to have so much energy in your streams. Are you always that hyper? Your VRChat currency system? I mean, there is a currency system in VRChat that's supposedly coming out. I talked about it yesterday. It was already announced like 2 months ago. Though we have no idea how that currency system's gonna work, so we'll figure it out when it comes out. Fueled by a love. What do you think about Rebel? Is he a lewd streamer or not? What do you mean? That's an assumption. Do you think I'm lewd? Just because I dress like this doesn't mean I'm lewd. Just because I look like a clown doesn't mean I am one. Never assume. Judged by a book by his cover. I haven't seen him being lewd to people, so I don't know. Exactly, see? I'm not lewd, I'm wholesome. Just, my character's just, I'm an asset manager, I have very large personality. And, I'm a mechanic. I fix cars. Rebel's not lewd. If you were to compare me to like most people in VRChat, I would say I'm pretty wholesome. I think a lot of people are a lot more open about like lewd stuff than I am. I'm pretty conservative, you know. I could be way more lewd, but I'm not. Forgiving head pats. You have to buy the head pat DLC first for $50. Hell yeah. I always thought Rebel had a sensitivity to warm environments. Oh yeah, I'm very sensitive. I'm always sweating, so I have to let my skin breathe, you know? Rebel's totally big time lewd. It's just very hot in your city. It's 140 degrees Fahrenheit all the time. You know that I'm Canadian, so I actually use Celsius, right? Downtown guy? Of course. I live in the city. I'll buy headpad DLC. Sensitive. Yeah, I'm very sensitive. I don't want to get a rash, guys. Anyway, I think we're gonna wrap it up here. But most people probably are Americans and they don't understand Celsius. Of course, man, they use the inferior system. Only like I think it's only America and like or United States and like one other random country that uses what's the imperial system or the whatever the old system is. Only like one country, the whole world uses it. Or two, America and two third world countries. Yeah, third world countries make sense because they're third world, right? But a first world country that use the old system just makes no goddamn sense. America and UK? No, it's not UK. UK uses the metric system. Use the proper system. Okay? Come on. America is a third world country? America, yep. Alright. Corey, we're gonna wrap it up here. So I'm gonna put the camera on you, but obviously you're gonna be typing the chat, so this is your time. I always let my guests plug themselves, so if you want to tell people, you know, your Twitch, your Twitter, your YouTube, anything you want to plug, any projects you're working on, any streams, any, you know, charity stuff, anything you got going on, this is the time to tell people about it. Okie dokie. Since when is UK third? Yeah, exactly. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? Follow Rebel. Okay. Thanks. Normally people don't really plug me instead, but, you know, I'll take it. I use miles too. Who uses miles? UK uses kilometers. What are you talking about? I really do. I don't think you know anything about the UK. I think you're talking out your ass right now. Ugandan kingdom. Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Don't forget to subscribe to Rebel. Yeah, if you subscribe to me, I do 5 squats. By the way, and every dollar donated, I do 2 squats. Oh, Twitch Prime. Thank you so much. Well, we'll wrap it up here, gamers. So thank you so much for stopping by, Corey, again for this interview. I really do appreciate it. If you guys don't know, I'm That One Rebel. I do these interviews almost every single day. Tomorrow on Friday, we'll have another interview, also Callus Row RP. That starts around 8:30 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we're going to be interviewing someone, then doing RP. And then this Saturday, by the way, very important, this Saturday is going to be the first official podcast for my talk show. So we're going to have a bunch of model creators on from the VR chat community, and they're going to be talking about mostly VR chat avatars. So if you want to talk more about performance and people that actually build avatars and actually optimize them properly, then we're going to actually talk to them about all the things we just talked about in this interview about performance. So if you want to stick around and, you know, learn more about that, that's Saturday's interview. But again, thank you so much, Corey. I really do appreciate it. I'm again your host, That One Rebel, and this is my talk show, Late Night Rebel. So thank you so much for everyone stopping by. If you haven't already, hit that follow button. That's when you know when I go live and do these interviews. But there's one last thing before you go, Corey. That is, we have to take a picture together. Everyone I ever interview has to take a picture of me, selfie-wise. Give me a second here. I have to turn off the camera. Ugh. Oh, snap, I'm just flying. Hold on here. Then I have to turn off the camera on the stream. I know that you're you know, a lot shorter than I am, but that's okay, because I can just bend down. It's the magic. And take this. See, you're in the frame, see? And then look at this. It works. Oh. Take one more picture. Always take 2. Boom. Thank you so much, Corey. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Here's your head pats. Oh, here you go.